Well, howdy. Welcome to Circle the Wagons. Circle the Wagons is a barbecue cook-off fundraiser for childhood cancer, and I've been asked to make them their plaques for their barbecue cook-off and for their cornhole tournament. So I'm going to make their plaques out of 12 cutting boards. I'm going to engrave into them on one side, the other side will be usable, but then I'm going to build two little miniature cornhole boards for the first and second place finishers in the tournament. So if you would, stick around. I'll show you how we're going to do all this when we come right back. Alright, what I did is I bought 12 bamboo cutting boards, and they're pretty good. I'm just going to do some finish sanding on them prior to do any of the laser engraving on them. So we're just going to take some 220 grit sandpaper, and we're just going to do a finish fine sanding on both sides, and then later on I'll decide which side I want to engrave, which side will be the working board. So here we go. Alright, let me blow it off right quick. Now, if you'll notice, I didn't swirl my sander. There's no need in doing that when you're using a random orbital sander because it's doing the work. So I just kept a nice, smooth, slow, steady, back and forth tracking, and just let the sander do all the work. You don't need to do all that. So it works out real well. So I'm going to go ahead off camera and finish sanding the other 11 boards. I have 12 of these to do. So I'm going to sand those off camera, and I'll be right back. All right, all 12 boards are sanded on both sides. The next step is to spray them down with the solution of borax and water. That is 1 part borax powder to 10 parts very hot water. And the hot water helps dissolve the borax powder real quickly. So what I do is I saturate the side that's going to get engraved with that borax solution. I'll spread it out evenly with a sponge brush, and then I will blot away the excess, let that dry, and then laser engrave it, and it will enhance and darken the engraving in these bamboos. So when we come back, we will be engraving the boards. We'll be right back. Welcome back. As you can see, we're getting ready to upload the file from the computer to the laser. And the first one we're going to run is the first place beams, just because that's alphabetically how they're filed. So we're going to run that one first. So all 12 of the cutting boards are going to be similar. The only thing that's going to be different will be right down here, the place finish, and the category that they're in. Otherwise, they're all identical. So they're all going to be running the same speeds, same power settings, same lines per inch. And all of the boards have been prepped with the solution of the borax and water, and they're dried. Now they're ready to go. So I'm going to line back up on the board, and we'll get ready to go here in just a second. Alright, this setup's a little bit different than what you've seen me do in the past. You see the two pieces of blue tape and the board that the cutting board is sitting on. There is an X right here in the center of this first board. This board is flush with this board that it's sitting on. It's flush right here. So all I have to do from each board from here on out is set it between the blue tape, bring it flush down here, call up the next file, and we're ready to go. I don't have to realign every time. So if you take your time, set up the first one, the rest of them run real easy. So hang on, let's get this thing set up, and we'll make sure it's all where we want it. Be right back. Okay, I do have the file loaded up to the laser now, and the diode is turned on, and it's sitting right over the X in the center of the board. So we're going to run a frame right quick, make sure this is where we want it. That looks good to me. So we're going to turn off the diode, close the lid, hit the start button. Here we go. That took 23 minutes and 55 seconds. Let's get the carriage out of the way. And let's zoom in and we'll take a good look at it and see. I am happy with it. I think that looks really nice and sharp. And I'm real pleased with it. So I'm going to pull this one out and get the next one set in, get it going. And we'll get to cleaning on this one. So we'll be right back. Alright, well what you're looking at is the first one finished. It's been sanded back down and it's ready for the oils to be applied. It has not had the oil applied yet. I'm going to go ahead and finish engraving all of them, and then I will oil all the boards at one time. But I'm really pleased with the way this one turned out. So in video number 2, when I come back, I will be creating the cornhole boards for first and second place in the cornhole tournament, and those are going to be really cute. I think you're going to enjoy those when they're done. So until video number 2 comes out, hug all your family and friends, let them know you love them, and God bless.